Hi, this is Eva for Once Upon a Timeline. Welcome to Midnight Mandela. So it's been an extra strange week with a lot of personal Mandelas again hitting the radar across the boards. So I also have so many other Mandelas that I just stopped looking, and I'm not even covering half of them. I don't think there's any like super huge ones, but there's just been a lot of strange. So I'm thinking we might be finding a lot of Mandelas for the next few weeks. I'm not even looking at all my Reddit saved ones. In fact, I was just talking to some people, and every sentence were like, "Oh, but this has changed. Oh, but what? Wait, whoa." They changed 6 years ago for that guy. I'm just first hearing about it. 2 weeks ago, we had another discussion where things were opposite. It's crazy. I think you remember last week I looked up stuff before the show, like in 24 hours before the show, and by the time the show came, I was already inaccurate. So it's just getting crazy. So I'm just gonna go over a couple of the weird things that happened. On the somewhat more conventional part of the storyline, and I don't know if this is related at all, but one would assume it's just some kind of programming error, but I guess ChatGPT kind of went crazy. What was this? This is written February 21. It was probably about something that happened shortly before. I think it was us. ChatGPT users have spent the last 24 hours or so flocking to social media, sharing screenshots of bizarre interactions with OpenAI chatbot. Now, that's the one I had on here before. So you ask like simple questions, then you get, some people are getting like nonsense, and like one of the answers was a bunch of illogical nonsense, and then it even said, let's keep the line as if AI in the room. It's not even English. Here's another example on X of some stuff. It just kept writing, happy listening. Let me encyclopedize me, see there's more wonderunda. Okay, different languages there. An amazing mundo in case you're diving and dancing alrededor, eh? So to have that makeup pour the switch in all-encompassing kook. Let's step back, dive discreetly back towards more, blah, blah, blah. I mean, none of this, so chatbot's losing its chatbot mind, apparently, at least in the last 24 hours before yesterday. On some of that's clearly scrambling of different languages, Spanish and English, but kind of wonder what happened over there. Another one that I saw lately was somebody said there's some kind of function now where you can do text and then it generates an image. And there's been some weird like woke stuff. Like if you say generate an image of a happy white family, it's like, oh no, you can't have all white family. But if you say generate an image of a happy black family, it generates the image. Generate an image of a Viking family, and you get that. So it's just like weird. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I wonder if they're just programming so many conflicting things in there that the chatbot went nuts. But okay, this is Shari's Moons, but I'm going to get back to that. She has just put that in chat a minute ago, and I'm going to come back. Let's see, where are we? My newest Mandela is the shape and location of Morocco. It's huge, and there's less space between Africa and Spain. Yeah, all of that area. I mean, everything geography's changed these days. People started asking Google AI to show them pictures of Vikings and white people, and all of them were shown as black. Interesting. I did see some people had success making it certain, like, it's weird with chatbot, you can ask it the same thing 3 times and you can get 3 different answers too. So that's another thing that kind of is bizarre about it. The MEs are flip-flopping. It has no use. Checking is not helpful. Yeah, I know. So I found some new Mandelas for me that are old for other people. Definitely had a thing where some people I know, specifically one, has changed a lot of his attributes and hobbies and stuff. Of course, he thinks he never changed them. All right, wait, where am I going? All right, so stuff that happened. So that same person that changed a lot of attributes, we were talking about the location of the Statue of Liberty. And he's like, well, since it's on Ellis Island, blah, blah, blah. And this was a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, but it's not on Ellis Island. It's on Liberty Island. And he goes, what do you mean it's on Liberty Island? And so to him, he just found out that it had been on Liberty Island originally. And then he was like, well, why have a Liberty Island if it's not even on Liberty Island? I'm like, but it is on Liberty Island. Well, first of all, I didn't have a Liberty Island. That's why when he says, why have a Liberty Island when it's not on Liberty Island? I didn't have Liberty Island. But then he was saying that because he thought it was on Ellis. So I'm like, no, it's on Liberty. So his like, psh, mind blown, mind blown. Okay, so then a couple weeks later now, I mean, it was even like a week. I'm not even sure how long ago it was, but I think it was a couple weeks. We have the same discussion again, like last night. I'm like, so it's on Liberty Island now. He's all, what do you mean it's on Liberty Island? Psh, mind blown. So in his mind, the discussion we had like a week or two ago was the reverse, that I was saying, oh, it's on Ellis now. Because now he remembers it 2 weeks ago still being on Ellis. So in his mind, we had a discussion of, oh, it's on Ellis Island, and his mind was blown. But I'm like, no, I said we had. So we're both like, what? Okay. So then he had a long time ago, like years ago, apparently in his reality, told me about the Cyclops child of India. And I was all mind blown like years ago. But then a couple weeks ago, he's like, yeah, like that Cyclops child in India. I'm like, what Cyclops child of India? And then I was like, mind blown, because I swear I just heard about it. He says, no, I told you that years ago. Like, okay, I'm pretty sure I didn't forget, because I don't think years and years ago I had found a live child that was like recent, just the last few months. So I don't know. He's been in this timeline longer than me, I think. And then also he suddenly remembered, well, from my perspective, he's like, well, Antarctica used to be a subcontinent. I'm like, subcontinent? To me, he did not remember it as a subcontinent before, but now he does. And so in his experience, he told me about that years ago, about the subcontinent thing. And I was mind blown years ago. So now he tells me it in his experience again. And of course, I have the same mind blown. So to him, he's freaking out because I act the same each time. You know, I already told you, and you, and then he tells me again. I go, for me, it's the first time though. So that weird thing has been happening. Starfort showed up in the Isle of Wight. Where somebody who lives in the Isle of Wight knows there was no Starfort. In fact, we had even looked specifically for Starforts on the Isle of Wight, not like, I don't know, 6 months ago or something. It wasn't that long ago, and there weren't any. Now there is. Another weird story that has happened. Okay, this one is weird. So, and these are people I trust. Okay, just to clarify, I know this person that is telling this particular story, but basically he was chit-chatting and it was morning and he spilled milk, and it's just kind of funny because, you know, the old spilled milk thing. He spilled milk all over the table, and he's like, oh, this is too early for this, so he's just gonna go do something and then come back later and clean it. He just wasn't quite ready to deal with the spilled milk. Okay. He comes back like, I don't know, a short time later. Now he lives alone, so he doesn't even have pets. He comes back a short time later and the spilled milk is no longer spilled. It is all clean. It was like, I'm sure he's thinking, am I going insane? He checks the garbage can to make sure there's no wiped up rags or anything from cleaning milk. He checked the sink to see. There's no evidence of having been cleaned or ever existing, because he was worried, well, maybe somehow he had a brain glitch, cleaned it and forgot in that like 15-minute time. Obviously you wouldn't. But maybe if you had like, I don't know, a absent seizure or something. But no, there's no indications. You know, you clean it, you throw away. That there was nothing. So it unspilled, or it never spilled, or we don't know. But crazy town. But it's kind of the joke now. Don't cry over spilt milk, because it might unspill itself. Because that's what happened. Anyway, now normally if you spill, you clean it right away, right? So that's a little bit different too. But okay, so that happened. Now I have two stories that you might hear in other places, because Dark Wolf told me these stories. So I'm going to go quick because I think it'll get covered on like iMech videos and stuff. But so Dark Wolf, when was this? This was a week from yesterday. This happened to Dark Wolf. So that was right around where I was having all those weird glitches on my last two shows, especially the last show. But two glitches from two different people happened on the same day. And his glitch is that he has house keys that he keeps on a ring that he keeps on his hip. And when he goes to work, if he needs to open boxes or something, he uses the key to open. He always uses the keys to just like, scrape off the tape. And he has set days that he has to deal with deliveries and boxes. So that was one of those days. So he went to work and he was using the key. As always, he always uses the keys to scrape the top of the boxes and access product. Okay, so that was his chore at work that day. Then he came home and he reaches for his hip and the key's not there. So now he's like, how do I get in? So luckily his roommate let him in. And then he's like, where's my keys? So he's like, I must have left him at work because I was using them at work. Somehow they were between work and home. They disappeared. So he calls his boss. You've seen my keys? No. He looks over on the table. There's his keys. Okay, but that's like impossible because like he didn't have them when he was trying to get in the house. And certainly if he found them in the brief amount of time since he got in and was trying to find his keys, he wouldn't have forgot, right? But somehow they're on the table. Now, if he had left them on the table by mistake when going to work, he should not have had his keys in order to scrape those box covers off. So that's like impossible. Okay, so weirdness. Okay, on the same exact day, a person that we are familiar with that he knows, who does a lot of audio-visual work, she went to do some work on her desk and she saw that her mic was not on the desk, okay, where it usually is at. So I don't know the whole story, but I mean, I guess she assumed I must have used it for something else. I must have moved it. I don't remember, but it's not there. Okay, so she went somewhere else and looked back, and then she was going to call someone to find another mic. She looks back on her desk and the mic is on her desk. So nobody, again, she lives alone. Nobody was in the house. It's certainly not the time for when she saw the mic was missing. When you reach for it, it's not there. You walk over here, you're trying to solve the missing mic problem. You look back, the mic is back on the desk. So that's it's impossible. Like, I guess we've all gone insane. I don't know. It's just, so that was the same day as the key incident, different parts of the country. I don't know. It's just crazy. Everything is crazy. I probably left off some of the stuff. I haven't had as much stuff like by myself as I have just talking with people. Like where people are like, oh, that's a Mandela. No, it's not. So the only other thing I would say for me, though, is this last week, especially the last few days, I'm just having trouble speaking without saying something stupid. Like, mistakes are coming out of my mouth, and right after I say it, I'm like, that's not right. And I'll give you an example. Before I came here, I went to get something at the store, and the little tiny gas station over here, and I said, good morning, to the lady behind the counter. Well, the thing is, as after dark at night. Why did I say good morning? So right after I go, good morning, I'm like, no, I mean, not morning. And I come in here, and then I was talking to people, not in here, but in chat. And then I talk to people. I go, yeah, I went to 7-Eleven. I'm like, no, it's not a 7-Eleven. Why did I say I went to 7-Eleven? I don't know. It's just been like that. So although I feel alert and I come in all confident and then I start speaking and stupid stuff is coming out of my mouth. And yesterday I had to get new tires. I think I made like 3 different stupid sounding, like he would say something and then somehow I would not process the meaning of what he said properly. Then I would say something back that was a dumb answer because it didn't make sense. And then finally my brain would catch up and say, oh, by the way, that's not what he said and you said this and you look dumb. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but it's weird. When things go missing and then reappear, maybe it's not a ghost. You know, that's a good point because there have always been things like this through history, and we always assumed it was like one of those, like they would say it was a ghost that liked to play pranks, right? But usually the story would be associated with like other evidence of hauntings. But I mean, now you have to wonder, I don't have evidence of haunting. All of these people don't have evidence of hauntings in their place. So it kind of adds on. Yeah, it kind of adds on, doesn't it? My pizza cutter keeps vanishing, coming back. I'm the only one using it. Yeah, it's just, you know, I've had some weird things happen, but I'm like, well, maybe I really just forgot. But if it's only been 5 minutes, you know, and then it's happening to everybody, it's just getting weird. I can't see the sun being green when I sunbathe and look away. Okay. Interesting. So I'm assuming they're going to say it's, like burnout phosphenes on your eye or something. But it is interesting that they do now say that the real color of the light from the sun is green. You just can't see it as green, blah, blah. The older Mandela for me. This Orion reality show has so many star forts. I know, it's just like a 1 or 2 came out and we're like, oh my gosh, look at the star fort, and now they're everywhere. Everywhere. So California has one. It's too far for me to drive. And there's one under Golden Gate Bridge, which is also California. I'm going to click on Shari's thing. I don't know what this is. Statue of Liberty and Rising Moon during blackout. During blackout. Before and during the Northeast blackout of 1965, which left over 30 million people without electricity for 13 hours. Okay, I wasn't born yet, so I probably wouldn't have known about that one. It is interesting, though, but 13 hours, yeah, we've had bigger, power outages, so I don't think I would have known about that one. Yeah, Ellis Island, no Liberty Island originally for me. So apparently he had a Liberty Island, and I'm trying to keep track of it because I've heard multiple different stories depending on what timeline version I have. But I think the original story was Liberty was his original, and it went to Ellis, and now it's jumped back to Liberty Island for him. I just didn't have a Liberty Island, so... Oh, yeah, so the Statue of Liberty was still there with lights on. Good point. So, I mean, maybe they have a backup battery? Yeah. That's a lot of battery, though. You have a good point there. A very good point. Okay, so I guess you could say that maybe the lighting source, because there's some lights over here. They did say 13 million without lights. So, but it could be that there was sections that still had light. You can see lights here. I mean, were those all battery? That seems like a lot of lights for just battery. Okay, I get what you're saying now, Shari. I'm glad I read that. All right. The 6'4" Impala has a designer spare on the back bumper. It's an atrocity and a cardinal sin. Liberty Island looks man-made, like 2 squares divided by water. That's Ellis Island, I believe. We're looking at Ellis Island. It looks like it's this shape. It goes like this, kind of like a barbell, but with a dumbbell, but with all the weight sticking on one side. When I did my research for the first time, it was Ellis Island. That it was on Ellis Island. Did you have a Liberty Island? People are now saying on Reddit that Liberty Island and Ellis Island are connected. Now, I did cover some weeks back that Ellis Island now has a road to it. You used to have to access that by boat. And it's an old road, too. Like, it's not like one they just put in. So that was a Mandela for me. All right, people... So Liberty Island and Ellis Island are connected? Or is there some kind of rumor? So Ellis is connected to the mainland, so I wouldn't exactly be shocked now if more connections showed up. Or there's a secret underground or not so secret underground walkway, an underwater walkway or something that could show up, and then you could have plausible deniability that you'd never seen it because it's underwater. I'm not finding anything official. Google. Let me just see if I can find something on Reddit. Connected. Must show connected. Should they be connected, like in the future? Does anyone know about Ellis Island is connected to Liberty Park? Maybe that bridge should be open. What bridge? Maybe that bridge should be open as public since cruise from Liberty State Park ends early than from Battery Park. People can't make sentences anymore or something because I was kind of blaming it on AI, but like all of this stupid sounding lack of connectors and stuff, I've been typing like that. More and more, and I have to go back and I have to proofread 3 times to make sure it's not there. But now everybody's doing it, so I guess I don't look so bad. That bridge, which connects Ellis Island and Liberty State Park in New Jersey, was built to transport materials during the restoration project. It isn't open to the public. Ellis Island and Liberty State... Jersey City. Okay. That might be that road I saw that stuck onto Ellis. It looked like it came from the mainland. They're saying it's connected to Liberty State Park in Jersey City. So that might be Ellis is connected to the mainland, and there's a Liberty State Park in Jersey City, which is on the mainland. Because it doesn't say it's connected to Liberty Island. It says it's connected to Liberty State Park in Jersey City. All right. There was a proposal in 1995 to use it as a pedestrian bridge or to replace it with a new pedestrian bridge. Okay, so that's the bridge that showed up, I think. When you assume it's Liberty State Park, you're assuming Liberty State Park is on Liberty Island. But apparently, I don't think it is. I just looked at this whole thing like yesterday, and there was no obvious visible connection between Ellis Island and Liberty Island. And I had already a couple weeks before covered the one from Ellis to the mainland. I'm pretty sure this is what they're talking about as the connection. Just conveniently all confusing that the word liberty is used for the mainland instead of the island. And I wouldn't exactly be shocked if a connection to the actual island eventually shows up, and then these words will shift slightly and everybody will go, oh, I was just confused. I'd look it up now, but I got a lot of stuff to run through, so I'm not going to do that on this show. It's funny you say the Orion reality, because we have this horse at the horse rescue named Orion, and he's a real little prankster boy. I mean, if the Mandela has a personality, then it's going to be like this horse. And he has wobbler syndrome in his back legs, which makes him extra goofy. It's not real bad, but it means he doesn't have good control of his back legs. It just kind of, now I don't know, I'm making all these weird connections. Linda Lava Lamp's been having nightmares. That sucks. Yesterday, a long truck killed me. Today, I was buried by snow. Huh. I've definitely had times in my life where I just have it like a rash of weird nightmares, and then it'd be over. Never could figure it out. It comes from Google. It's hard to find anything. Yeah, I'll change the search terms, and I'll click enter, and then I'll get the same pile of results. And I've drastically changed the search terms. It's ridiculous. It's just garbage now. Anybody know about black cat lollies? No, I do not know about black cat lollies. See, see, there's like weird stuff just raining from the heavens right now. Black cat lollies. Are lollies lollipops? Allsep's Black Cat's the biggest lolly shop. If this is lollipops, I am going to laugh because it's going to be another one of those weird coincidences. Black cats. Mini chocolate black cats. What flavor are black cat lollies? Anise. Okay, so I don't know what lollies is. Maybe it's not my country, but I mean, I've heard the word lollies for lollipops. And it's funny because I just found out recently that the UK calls crossing guards for schools, they call them lollipop ladies or lollipop men. And I guess because they look like they have a stick with a giant circle thing. And it looks like a giant lollipop. But I was just laughing so hard. I told somebody this that's from the UK. And then he thought I was weird that I thought it was weird. And then somebody else on the chat was at work and had a bunch of lollipops. And he's all, look, I have lollipops. And I'm like, this is weird. So now we have black cat lollies. Of course we do. Black cat being my kind of unofficial symbol mascot for myself. Black cat lollies. Yeah, I don't know those things. Does anyone remember penguins giving each other pearls? No. Penguins give each other pearls? No. No. Stones. Okay, stones. That showed up, what, a few months ago? Maybe 6 months ago, that they give pebbles. I have not heard of pearls, though. I don't know where they get them. I guess they're eating clams. That would be a trip. The stones are precursor to the pearls. Must have pearls. Okay, it's Gen 2 penguins. Give pebbles. I have not heard the pearls thing. Not yet. I do agree that I don't remember that being until recently. But I don't remember them making those rock like nests either. So that showed up a few years ago, but I don't remember there being tropical penguins and desert penguins either. So they're all different. Yeah. I am positive that bridge was not there. There was no visible bridge there because we were looking at, when Liberty Island showed up, we were looking at the ferries and how to get there and all that. And we looked at it so many times. I'm absolutely positive that was not there. Talk about strange animals. Oh, Joe Bloor saw a dead person back to life, apparently. Unless it was a dream. The mirror shine of a cutlass fish. Oh my gosh. That looks like it's such a beautiful fish. I think I've had something like this on before, but the video wasn't this shiny. Like, it's a next level shiny. God, you just want to wear it as like a costume or something. It's more beautiful than the stuff we make. It's amazing. All right, so that's the cutlass fish. I'm going to put that on there because cutlass fish. Very beautiful. What the heck was this one? All right, I don't know what it is. Interesting. Very pretty. Jackie McCarran remembers it from her timeline. The shiny fish. I think I might have had a longer version of that one on before, but it didn't have quite that. Or unless there's another one real similar to it, which we do find. Okay, so I'm going to cover Shari's. I've got a whole bunch of different things to cover. So Shari had this link earlier. More full moons. Like we started talking about there being the harvest moon and the... Some of these were older. We were talking about the strawberry moon a couple of years ago. What the heck? Hunter's moon, I think, was there. We've got a wolf moon, I think. But now we have snow moon. We have worm moon. Flower moon. Buck moon, like the animal. Sturgeon moon. So I'm going to make a wild guess that that's when like sturgeons come up or something. Harvest moon, hunter's moon, beaver moon, I don't remember that one, and cold moon. So I agree there's a whole bunch of new, old, full, not new moons. In case that's confusing, I can't help you. All right, and this is the thumbnail. I just needed a thumbnail, and I was looking for certain things, and I just ran out of time. Time is so fast now. And I had this one from a while back, and this is... find out who showed me that one. I'm pretty sure that was Bill. Lobster moth caterpillar. So one thing weird is they've got these big, long, spidery feet. And apparently somebody was saying it was a combo between, like, there's some kind of meme that someone claims they combined a spider and a caterpillar and made this, but no, it's an official species. Lobster moth caterpillar. Of course, who knows what's really going on, but it was sort of a joke meme where then people are like, oh, don't release it to the wild, it's gonna breed, but it's already a thing. Creepy feet, and then this creepy butt, and sometimes it folds the feet up like this, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, this one's not a real one. It's a jewelry version. But this one apparently is a real one, and it is red. They also come in chocolate and orange. And that one looks like maybe milk chocolate. How many more colors are we going to get? used to be species of one kind of animal were all the same color, but oh, here's a nice silver one for you. Another shade of brown with a little bit of a yellow tan. Very tan. We're missing the purple ones, but some of them were working on it. I feel like some of these red ones could squeeze into the purple lands if we get a little more time. Okay, so there we go. Lobster moth caterpillar. So this one was found by... I swear my brain is just spinning and I can't remember anything right now. But, I'm pretty sure this was Jackie McCarran. You did this one, right? Wasn't this you? Yes, this is you. C-3PO. Okay, we all heard that he has a silver leg, but I don't remember him having a silver foot, and neither does Jackie McCarran. 21, a commenter on the channel who found a lot of them this week. So I do remember covering a while ago that I'd noticed that it wasn't just the calf area, but that the leg hinge, knee thing had turned to silver. But now we see the whole foot is also silver. So if we keep that pattern up, I'm wondering if the quadricep region will eventually turn silver. Now, if you look at all the old Mandelas, it goes, he has a silver leg. But he really, for me, when it first showed, he only had a silver calf. Even though we said it was a leg, it was really just the calf area. It wasn't the rest of it. So now we have it from the knee and the calf and the foot. And what's next? What's next? Frankly, I'm kind of looking at the orange eyes, and I'm not sure on that either. I kind of thought he had white eyes originally, not orange eyes. So that actually, now that I'm just looking at this one, is kind of getting me. Let's see. Yeah, I think they were white. I don't remember these crosshatch bar things either. Wait, that's not what I want. So I think that might be also different. The stomach region stuff keeps changing. The foot themselves, I think, might have changed a little bit. I don't remember it looking like stylized slippers. Let me see if I can blow this up any. I'm not sure on the slippers, but see, it looks like a foot in slippers now. I don't remember it really looking like that. I'm not sure how old a change that is, though. Oh, the nose. Wait a minute. C-3PO. So in case you're going to say, okay, that's not the real him, I did find this in a bunch of images, though. We can go back. Let me just look at the nose here. Close up. It looks like the nose is different. See, I can never get through. No, that wasn't it. Where did it go? I clicked on that. I should have that. There. Was that how the nose was? Like chevron style? I don't remember that. It seems quite wrong to me. Now, it was interesting because I was looking for legs, and of course, almost every image didn't show his leg, but the ones that I can see clear enough that he does, in fact, have the foot is, in fact, silver all the way through. Now, sometimes there's a little reflection from the near my gold, and I don't think you can see that low, can you? Because I'm probably covering it. Let me just look real quick. Yeah, there. Sorry about that. So I know right here you can see my face, but from my view, I can't see it. So it's sometimes I forget that it's blocking. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay. I need to find more images of the real him. It's the nose, though. The nose is getting me. I think that has changed. Oh, look. There's a close-up of the foot. Interesting. This is an original C-3PO foot. Yeah, that's just not how I remember it. It even looks like he has socks on because it's all bumbly. So the current story is that C-3PO does change slightly from every costume, movie per movie, but it's supposed to be slight. And one story I found online was that the reason for the silver leg is because the guy playing the character, like, that calf muscle, or, well, I guess the whole leg had cracked, like the costume had cracked, so they had to get like a replacement one, and they didn't have one that had already been gold painted, so they're like, heck with it, we'll just do the silver one. That's one of the lore stories that are currently being touted. I don't remember that being said before until now, though. It used to always be, well, maybe in the Clone Wars he got damaged. And I'm not finding very many images of the original, but I did find them earlier, so I'm not going to go through them all. So, yes, good find. Appreciate that. Those things hanging off his arm and legs. Yes, I actually had those on, these little, like these things, this thing, this thing, this thing. That actually looks like it's taken an upgrade because it's got curlies. So this thing here, actually, I think this one is new. I remember that one and that one. I don't remember this one. And you can see the style looks different than these two. These look like they might be some kind of hydraulic fluid thing, but this just does not have a functional look to it like these ones do. But yeah, gonna have to look. Looks like there's some on the back of the hand too. I don't think I remember. All right, wait. Now I gotta look more. Zip-doop. Anthony Daniels confirms it. C-3POs with an S always had a silver leg. It should not have an S in there. This is not the one I want. Where do you? Here. Really can't see. This is later when he gets that red arm. You can see though here it is definitely silver all the way through. I just I just noticed that R2-D2 has copper on his leg. I don't remember copper pipes. Okay. Ouch. I think there is some other little changes here too, but I definitely don't remember copper pipes on the leg. So some of this gold went over to copper pipes. This is how it's been going. I cannot talk about one Mandela and do any research because another Mandela kicks me in the butt. Okay. Oh, there it is. The copper pipes. Oh my gosh. The copper pipes. Yes, they are there. I'm checking another image. Copper pipes. There's copper pipes on, or whatever. What is that even? Yeah, I think it's tubes. Okay. Tubes, pipes, I don't know. He did not have copper there. There was white, there was blue, there was silver. There was no copper. It looks lame. I don't like the new shit, that new version. This is so wrong. So wrong. Debunking the Mandela effect. Yeah, whatever, bubby. Yeah, there's the copper pipes. Okay, let's see. I see that one. I see that one. I think that curly thing is there. I'm trying to... It looks like it... Yeah, I think there are those word curly things there. Ah, I need like a close-up. Close-up of the hand. Yeah, see, there's the curly thing. It's in there. Having trouble concentrating. All right, so here's that curly thing. That's interesting. I don't think I remember this. I don't think I remember this. I do remember this, but I don't remember there being two of them, one on each side. This one looks like it's in like attached. I wonder if it'll come off later. I do think I remember something can come out of in here and like come out, but I don't think it was there all the time, so I'm not sure on that. But this one is definitely different. Ooh, you know, stomach thing, this thing changes constantly. It's a little different than last time. Those two, same as last time. It looks like there's more little chest plugs here. 1, 2, like little baby ones have shown up. I don't remember that. That's weird. There's like super tiny 3 of them plus that one. Okay, the nose. It just looks weird. I don't think it looked like a chevron before. Something's off. That booba was there before. Not originally for most of this, but that one, those have been here a while. I also don't remember this scratching. I don't know, maybe that's not supposed to be on the original, but... I don't know. That chest pattern, like it goes like this and like that. I think that has changed a little. There was a little bit of a chest indent before, but not that extreme like that. What's this thing? I don't know. There's so much. I couldn't even cover it all. But the big one that's getting me are those copper-looking pipes on R2-D2. That is just wrong. Surprised the copper tubes weren't stolen. They were probably painted on. Besides, we didn't have a lot of... I never remembered that copper theft back in the 70s. I never even heard of that. It's more of a new thing. Yeah, the knees with the giant spinny look. That one is... I think I noted that maybe a year ago or something. Check out the 64 Impala. I know nothing about the 64 Impala. That's part of the problem. Nothing. 64 Impala. That's why I'm totally ignoring that. Well, not totally, but I'm like, if you say so. So, yeah, I'm looking at it, but I don't know anything. Whatever you say, I'm going with it. I don't know. Yeah, he was Smooth and Golden originally. That Frippery, which is a good name, has been slowly developing. Princess Leia slave outfit. Did that one change again? Let's see. I think that was an older change, unless there's been another one. Images. Oh, that is a different look. That changed again. That's changed again. It's not the same change as the last change. Oh, no. Oh, no, no. What is this? It looks like a bib. Oh, no, 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 no. No. What? It wasn't red, even. It wasn't like some kind of pinkish peach color here. All right, let me see if they're all like that. It wasn't red. All right. This is not right. This is so not right. She didn't have fabric. It was, I mean, oh, that's not right. Oh, no. All right. Oh, no. No, no. Oh, no, 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 no. No. Okay, no. This is wrong. Okay, no. No, no, it's not right. So now she has a fancy chain that went right on this. No. How was she tied? There was a chain, but it wasn't like a sort of fancy chain, and it didn't go right into the necklace. I'm pointing like you could see it. Into the necklace here. It wasn't like that. It was all metal. It looked super uncomfortable because it was all metal. This looks like it might be fabric in here, but it was all gold. It didn't have... This is not as nice looking, frankly. It didn't have a pattern like that. It was more like multiple curlies. There was no gold thing on her hair. This is wrong also. It was more... All right, let's just see if I can find it. Was there like multiple versions now? All right, here. Here. All right, let's see. No. She looks like it's kind of diaper style. That's not right. No. I think she had like a bigger thing on here too. The neck thing was I don't know if they airbrushed that, but she looks a lot thinner in that one too. Zempic has gone backwards in time, maybe. Okay. It does look like the Ozempic went backwards in time. Purple. It was not purple either. It was peach and whitish, kind of whitish, peachy, gauzy thing. It covered more of her hip, too. Like, there was a little more on the side. There was a slit, but it didn't come way around the front like this. Oh my gosh, that's totally different. That's totally different. It's a totally different thing. God. Yes, mind blown. Mind blown. That's somebody else. This is like so wrong. I'm going to see if I can find one more. I am never going to get through today's. There's too much. There's too many. Like, I cannot take 2 steps without tripping over a Mandela. That's so wrong. All right. It looks clearly red in this one. This one, it looks very mauve. Okay, different lighting. It looks to me like it's supposed to be red. All right, that's somebody else. Leia. What's up with those boots? Was that what she was wearing in the... I don't remember these boots. Now I gotta see if I can see her feet. Doesn't really show in that one. Oh, bizarre. That's not... Alright. I'm pretty sure those boots aren't right, but I mean, there's a chance I didn't really see them if they didn't show the lower version of her that much. She's got giant boots on. Unstylish boots for that outfit, I might add. See, that looks so wrong. It looks a lot like the common video game now, that style where there's like more hip showing and weird boots and... Alright, I can't spend too much more time on this, but I'm saying like, no. No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah, there was no black. Oh, you know what? Now I gotta check that. Hold on. All right, since I... Oh, you know what? C3PO. There. Better. Okay, yeah. So I kind of seen it on some of the figurines, but I hadn't quite processed it. So yeah, the hands on the palms, I do think that's changed again. It would help if this wasn't so darn blurry, but maybe it's fresh and the Mandela won't let us see it good. So what it would used to be like segments all the way, and then there was like a black fabric underneath, and you could only see peaks of the fabric in between the segments. But now you can see a whole ton of black and just a couple little poobities of the gold, and it's the first time I've seen it with that much clear black underneath. It looks a lot more comfortable for the person wearing it. Can't see on that one. Certainly, but come there's like none. Let me just see this on Google. Yes, I agree though. So originally for me, you couldn't see any of the hand. Like you couldn't see any of the black. I'm not speaking clearly. That definitely wasn't right though. Not that. None of they all are showing the same thing. Conveniently or inconveniently, you can't find any images showing his hand here. All right. Yeah, no. That is so not right. No, that is definitely a change. Oh, no, 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 no. All right, that's a good find. There's a big difference on the hand now. Big difference. Very good find. It just doesn't stop changing, does it? Check the thinker. Okay, okay. The thinker. See, there's not enough time in the day to even cover like half of this. Wait. So before he kind of had his knuckles in his mouth. This one makes it look like it's under his chin. All right, but this one does look like in the mouth. Is he just going to be eating his knuckles? He looks like he's eating his knuckles more than ever now. What the heck? Like, so for a while he's like, but it almost looks like he's now like slurping the back of his hand or something. What? How many versions are there? Come on. Let's see the original one. Let me see if I can find the wiki here. Hoo-hoo. So that weird helmet knob on the side of the head is more. It's bigger. Nope. You can see like a puffed out area where he puts the hand in. It seems like it's getting more monkey-like, but it's getting a little difficult to find the real one. All right, so we know that is the real one, I think. We know, I think. see, you can see that puffy part. So I feel like it's changed like a little bit, but not like extensively. It just looks like those knuckles are more in the mouth. It's like he's blowing out, he's like blowing out and the air is kind of puffing out the side of his mouth or something. Open image. Where is it? See right here, it just looks more extreme. Okay. So the Thinker is confusing now because there are multiple different castings of it. There's like a whole bunch of them. Used to be just one. Ah, yeah, Shari. Okay, I did forget about that. You're right. I think I saved that on my Reddit stuff, and I did not cover it this time because I didn't have... So the Reddit ones are easy for me to just kind of do next week, whereas this page I'd have to like scribble out, rewrite, so... So the story, there's now a thing where the guy who plays Spock, what's his name? He claims that the Vulcan symbol is like actually this Jewish letter, and there's this whole story where it symbolizes shalom and like the sound of this letter, and the letter didn't really look to me that much like the Vulcan symbol, and I was going to cover that next week. I just don't have time to finish all my stuff. That's why I didn't cover it. But yeah, Shari found that. It was weird. I mean, it really should go in this week because we're already talking about a whole bunch of Star Trek stuff, but... So I have never seen it look green. I have to agree. I was thinking it, and then another one I looked at, you could see kind of like discoloration streaks on it. So, yeah, I agree with you. I have not seen any of the Thinkers look green in all the other searches I've done. Okay, so this one was found by... I'm just going to burn through some of these. TJ Maxx was found by Jackie McCarran again. She had found that other C-3PO Silverfoot. TJ Maxx, I don't remember having an extra X. It's for Americans. I just remember MAX, not MAX. X. I don't remember this logo with the extra X. Apparently, it's always had that logo. So it's got 2 X's. We're in the XX timeline, going along with the Twitter converting to X. But it's always looked like this now. Which I say, no, there's never been an extra X. Now, there's always been an extra X. Frankly, these dot things, I think it was TJ space MAX. I don't remember the M looking like a flopped over 3. I don't know. It's wrong. There's the logo P. Let me just look at that. Yeah, see, the M has always looked like a flopped over 3. There's always been 2 dots. TJ, T.J. dot Max. I don't remember that second dot. I think it was a dash. I think it was T-J Max, but it may have been just TJ space Max. The more I think about it, the more that or a dash. I'm quite sure that it wasn't this whole curly thing. I don't remember this whole curly thing. Maybe I missed that because I was more into TJ Maxx from 85 to present than I was before 85. But we have a TJ Maxx here. I have a shop there. It is in one of the strip malls that I visit often. So even when I don't go in there, I'm seeing the logo all the time. It's visible from the main road. So you're like, where am I? Oh, I'm by the TJ Maxx. This is not right. There was not 2 dots. There was a space here. This M looks wrong. There was no X. There certainly was no X with a big old sticky outy foot. So I say no. Good find, Jackie McCarran. You know, nowadays I'm wondering if I'm even seeing the same Mandela that you see. Like, you might be saying, oh, I don't remember the A or something. You know, things are so flippy floppy now that it's like, Aleister Crowley taught Winston Churchill. Are you kidding me? Oh, come on. Oh my God. Come on. He did not. Aleister Crowley. Come on now. Churchill. Come on. That did not happen. All right, let's see. Did it officially? Aleister Crowley and the Secret History of UK Witches. I'll just type Winston Churchill. And I'm definitely spelling Crowley wrong. And the Secret History of... Okay, I'm only finding the witches. So it's tricky because there's just so many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of conspiracy theories running around. You'll never chase them all down. They multiply faster than rabbits. Aleister Crowley attempted to offer magical advice to Winston Churchill. Attempted. Crowley wanted to become Churchill's magical whatever. It does not look like it's official history. I had no idea that Winston Churchill's V sign was actually an idea concocted by infamous Satanist Aleister Crowley. This book has a lot of speculative fun, if you can call it that, with the old idea that Hitler was obsessed with occultism. Okay, so we don't know for sure. It's speculative, apparently. I really need to search these better, but there's just so much to cover that I don't have the time. CERN turned green after I saw the Thinker turn green. It's got to the point where I look at everything and I think, was it always like that? You know, there's so many things where I'm like, I am not sure. It looks a little weird, but I can't remember for sure. And frankly, those bug me the most. If it's changed, but I can at least remember what happened, at least I feel like I've kind of put that mystery to bed. But when I'm like, oh, it's bugging me. And sometimes they'll bug me and I'll look at it. I can't quite put it together. And then somebody else will come out with a Mandela and say, look, and they will have put their finger on what it was that was bugging me that I wasn't able to do at the time. I'm like, don't. So that's another reason why when something looks off, I'm like, there's probably is a Mandela, because later on somebody will probably point it out. Try sitting with your right elbow sitting on your left leg. Yeah, it's not comfortable at all. It's not comfortable at all. No, it's not. In fact, it gets less comfortable every year. When did he turn green for me? Like today. I have not seen it turn. I have not seen it green before that. Yeah. Limp-wristed and green. He's an alien. So that's, like I said, though, that's tricky because the story now is that there was a casting made that they would cast more than one out of, okay, here it is. A mold was made and they have casted multiple of the thinkers. So there's actually multiple thinkers in different places in the world. So when you're looking at it, you don't know which one it is. Let me see if I think it covered that on the wiki, the thinker. Let me make sure it's still true. Because I know I've covered it before, but... Oh my God, no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. There used to be on Wiki, like, all the different casts, when they were made, and where they're at. That is not there anymore. So for a minute, I thought it was gone. There have been cast in multiple versions and found around the world, but the history of the progression from models to castings is still not entirely clear. About 28 monumental-sized bronze casts are in museums and public places. There are sculptures of different study-sized casts and plaster versions. Some newer castings have been produced posthumously and are not considered part of the original production. Rodin made the first smaller plaster version in 1881. The first full-scale model was presented at Salon de Beaux-Arts. God, this water tastes terrible. A public subscription financed bronze casting which became the property of the city of Paris. Okay. In 1922, the original bronze was moved to the Musée de Rodin. Musée Rodin. That might be what I have to do, is just only do Musée du Rodin. I don't know why I want to say Musée du Rodin. Musée Rodin. Musée Rodin. So there wasn't, I don't think there was 25 castings last time I checked, and that might be why they took, the chart has disappeared. Because there's too many of them to put in a chart now. The thinker, Musée de Rodin. Yeah, he's green even in this one. Now, this is what I would probably consider the original. It's green here, and here it's just kind of like you can see these drip lines. I thought it was indoor. I thought that it was indoor, the Musée de Rodin. I won't swear to that one. Well, he looks more like a monkey than ever. Okay, so that makes it tricky because you can see the little baseball cap thing is less here because it's a different casting. But yeah, I never saw any of them that had the green. And that might be because they were more indoors before. I don't remember this background on it. I don't remember these pointy things. I mean, it actually takes a long time to make that shape on a bush, because you have to shape it slowly. You can't just cut it, because if you cut all into it, it'll be nothing but sticks. So I think the background bushes have changed or whatever. Right, that's the Rosanne Museum, but I don't see any bushes. So what, did they move it around? By Auguste. Okay. Musée Rodin or by Rodin is causing some major problems on the search. Probably by design. All right. Anyway, that one had enough time. It really deserves more, but we've got to move on. Got to move on. The P sign is demonic. Oh, really? I'm sure everything is demonic now, according to 150 new conspiracy theories. Probably me going like, this is demonic. You know, there's like, who is it? Quantum of Conscious. He's like, you know, if I scratch my nose, it's not a secret sign. You know, he's like, ah. I guess there's like a time, like if your video has got too many certain number in it, that's demonic. So then he's always looking to make sure that he ends his video at a time that's not demonic, and even he's going crazy with all this stuff. Yeah, you can't sit like, we've definitely covered that, and I've tried it before, and frankly it gets harder every time I try to sit like that. And I don't think it's just because I'm getting older. All right, there's Shari has helped me out. Oh, look at all the video on here. Come on. Oh, shoot. All right, unfortunately, I can't seem to control that video, so. He does look green in here, though. You can see green here, some green there. I don't care about all those others. Do we have a search? The Thinker. All right, I give up. I cry uncle. Nothing is easy to find anymore, maybe by design. Okay, where are we? Oh, have not made much progress. Where are we here? Okay, TJ Maxx, done. Now what am I at? TJ Maxx again, done. Okay, dogs playing poker. We've covered this before, but it keeps changing. So people have said that they remember. I remember at least there was a green visor. There was smoke coming up. Not a pipe. It was like a bunch of smoke. Okay, the quality of the painting was way better. It looks really kind of way less skilled, way less detailed. They really put a lot of character in these guys before. Now they don't. Now, last time I was on, it said, I was like, they do not have two of the same dog originally. Each dog was different. Somebody was saying they remembered a poodle. I kind of remember that. I definitely remember there was a golden retriever, or maybe it was a reddish shaggy dog, or it might have been both. But there was definitely like a shaggy long-haired dog in here. But now we have three of the same dog. It looks like that one, and that one are the same dog. And that is wrong. This one was in here last time, but I don't remember the toe grab of the card originally. This dog looks a lot like this dog. It's all wrong. Okay, so this time when I look up, well, which one's the original, because there were so many of them, and it turns out there's a whole bunch of these things. Dogs Playing Poker by Cassius Marcellus Coolidge refers collectively to a 1894 painting and a 1903 series of 16 oil paintings commissioned by somebody to advertise cigars. And I don't remember there being like a cigar commission or anything like that. And a 1910 painting. All 18 paintings feature anthropomorphized dogs. They were all, I guess, by this Cassius dude. But the 11 in which dogs are seated around a card table have become well known in the United States as examples of Kish. Okay, but it wasn't just a card table, it was poker. Okay, and this is the one that last time's research found to be the one, the original. Although, you know, it keeps changing and changing, but this dog especially gives it away as the same as the last one. But some of these dogs have changed. It's making me crazy. It's kind of sad because the old one, I think, was much, much better. Much better. Just in the one thing they really had was very unique expressions and design in each face reminded you of a person you've known. Like, you know, I've seen guys like that at the bar, a guy with the pudgy jowls, and then the guy with the prissy face, and then, you know, so that was what was really interesting about it. It's just not the same now. But my point is it continues to change because now there's 3 of the same dog. Used to be only 2 of the same dog. Lamp has changed. All changed. 4 dogs. Yeah, you know what? Not for me. There was definitely like 6 or 7 dogs. But, you know, maybe you're from the timeline that had less fancy dogs and it's amalgam of different dogs, and now there's 11 paintings. And all right, so just another thing I noticed, doggies playing poker have changed. See, some of these are some of the others. Pinched with 4 aces, that looks nothing like it. That's the one I have on the other link. This one looks nothing like it with all these dogs all smooshed together. Definitely not that one. None of the others are even close. All the same 4 dogs. No. That's the original one, 1894. And that's nothing like it. All the same dogs. It's a little bit more like I remember as far as the stylization, but only a little bit. Okay, this thing came up because we were talking about Easter having to do with the full moon as far as when it came each year. And somebody had mentioned smartly observed a potential reason. Let me see if I... Who was it? Who did say that? Did I not, like, write it down? I may not have, but some very smart person. Was it Jackie again? Jackie McCarran? It might be. I apologize. I don't seem to have it on here. Oh, wait. Here. Oh, it was Trobinsky. Trobinsky, very smart. Commenter by the name of Trobinsky. Notice this. They did say, so we were talking about that. Why does the day of Easter have to do with the full moon? And he said, okay, or she, Jesus died on an eclipse. So maybe that's why there's association with the moon. So I'm like, oh yeah, I did hear some mumblings lately about 3 hours of darkness when Jesus was crucified. And I hadn't really looked into it, but I did remember thinking, what? I don't remember that. So I looked it up this time. The crucifixion darkness is an event described in the synoptic gospels in which the sky becomes dark in the daytime during the crucifixion of Jesus for roughly 3 hours. Most ancient and medieval Christian writers treated this as a miracle and believed it to be one of the few episodes from the New Testament which were confirmed by non-Christian sources. Modern scholars have found no contemporary references to it outside the New Testament. Okay, biblical accounts. The oldest extant references to the crucifixion are found in all three synoptic gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke. I have actually not heard that term, synoptic gospels. Okay, Matthew, Mark, and Luke are the synoptic gospels. Miracle, natural phenomena. The Gospel of Luke account states the sun was darkened. However, the biblical details do not accord with an eclipse. A solar eclipse could not have occurred on or near the Passover when Jesus was crucified and would have been too brief to count for 3 hours of darkness. The maximum possible duration of a total solar eclipse is 7 minutes and 31 seconds. Some writers explain the crucifixion darkness in terms of solar storms, heavy cloud cover, or the aftermath of a volcanic eruption. So who the heck knows? Scribal error. Maybe it was another time, another amount of another day. Who knows? Another amount of time, like it wasn't 3 hours. Okay, so anyways, but there's this kind of association then with something that could have been an eclipse, maybe in another timeline. So maybe that's why Easter now is associated with the lunar phenomena. I don't know. It's a little bit of a stretch, but it kind of, you know, you can kind of see a connection. Plus, I just wanted to cover this 3 hours of darkness thing that, for me, just showed up really recently. I have not heard of that. Was this darkness of the crucifixion merely an eclipse? All right, I think they're going over saying, no, it must have been a great supernatural darkness because the eclipse won't work. Now, I don't know, maybe we'll take another 10 shifts and they'll say, oh yeah, it just happens to line up with an eclipse, but for now, no. Interesting, though. All right, so speaking of Star Trek, we were making a joke if Captain Kirk turned up in a dress somewhere, and I typed it in, and I actually found Scotty in this, it's supposed to be like a kilt and a sporan, and the kilt is that part, and the sporan is the thingy, but I don't remember him wearing this thing. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't, and it's... So this was in the episode where he was accused of murdering a girl, which I think is one of the new episodes. Like I've said before, I only had 2 seasons, and now there's 3 seasons. So But I saw this one some years ago, and I still don't remember this outfit in it. Uh, so that was his dress outfit, apparently, for being formal. I'm like, whatever. They made it red to go with his normal red. It is awful. But it was in there, the original series. Dress and uniform with kilt and sporan, which was the Star Trek year 2269. Oh, that's weird. My ear is like pulsing. The eardrum is actually spasming a little. I can just I've never had that happen. That's strange. Very strange. Slightly distracting. It doesn't hurt or anything, but it's like I can hear this weird. I can feel the eardrum pulsing. I was having like a mini seizure in there or something. I've actually never had that happen. Now I can like pinch my muscles in here and cause that, but I was never able to cause it with that speed of strangeness. All right, so that was kind of like Scotty in a dress, basically. I just don't remember that being in the original series, but then I don't remember. Even a couple years ago, I don't remember that being what he wore when I did see that one for the first time. So again, confusing. Do you remember the rare sighting of the Bethlehem Star appearing around 2015? I do remember something about that showing. Did it still happen? I don't even know. History will be a memory. Yeah. It won't be a history or a her story. It will be a was isn't story. So, I blame it all on the AI and stuff, but people, if you have a book at home, you'll see these changes. These things aren't just showing up online. So, otherwise, I think it was a giant psy-off. But if it's showing up different in the attic and on your furniture and on your old memorabilia and you're finding weird photos in your own photo history, Yeah, it doesn't even look like a kilt. I don't even know what it is. It's like a kilt by somebody who made a hideous, gruesome, comical copy of a kilt. Who knows? Maybe it will shift and that'll be the official kilt soon, but it's awful. Easter is celebrated on the first Sunday after the Paschal full moon, which is the first full moon on or after 21 of March. Yeah, that's the wiki story currently. We just don't remember it always being that way. Yeah, you know what? It's not even a clogged ear. So let me explain, because I have a little bit rare, it's not super rare, ability to pop my ears at will. So when there's a shift in pressure, I automatically just pop them, so they wouldn't be sitting there struggling. Yeah, so I don't need to. That it's fluctuating, not because there's pressure on it, because the pressure on it's just one way, and then I just pop my ear in like 1 second. It's just wiggling. It doesn't hurt at all though. It's strange. I don't know what it's called. So I say it's bizarre. Now I have noticed in the last year, even just 6 months ago, that sometimes there'll be such a rapid shift in the pressure just in the air that it will suddenly push on my ear, and then I will pop it using my pop muscles. But that wasn't it, unless it was going up and down. I mean, I've had it suddenly crunch like that, and I've had it suddenly lift recently, but not that thing. Ear spasm related to allergies. I don't really have any symptoms of allergies, so I don't know. Haven't had it since I stopped eating a bunch of wheat, or hardly ever eating it. No more allergies. I don't know. It's almost like a weird muscle spasm or an alteration, an actual rapid alteration in pressure in the exterior. One of those two. All right, so the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid is the big one, and it is also called Khufu Pyramid. Like, there's not enough names to confuse you already. I always remember the story about the Great Pyramid is they never found any tombs in it. No evidence of tombs. And one of the conspiracy theories was always, it's really isn't a tomb, it's something else. So recently I heard something about inscriptions in the Great Pyramid. Now, there never was before. That was also part of the conspiracy theory. There's no inscriptions other than what was added on the outside in a little tablet, and it was believed to have been added by Khufu. And a lot of people believe that that was just added on. Now I'm suddenly getting all coffee. Don't know why. The water tastes terrible. I don't know. Something's going on. I get these little episodes of weirdness sometimes with my body these days. One of them has been water. Sometimes tastes terrible. And I was getting Dasani water for at least a year, and suddenly they started tasting terrible. And so I got a different water, and it tasted great for a while. And it was Aquafina, but now this one tastes terrible. So when Dasani started tasting terrible, I Googled it, and they said that they had converted to a more biodegradable container of plastic. And I thought that might be causing it. So I don't know if these guys have done the same, but suddenly it tastes terrible. And it's the same terrible that the other one tasted. So I don't know. Like starting today with this one. Now, I've drank 2/3 of this case of them, and they didn't taste terrible. And now this one tastes terrible. All right, so the Great Pyramid has this thing in it, which they're calling a sarcophagus of the King's Chamber. I can't find out a lot of info on it. Some people are saying it's too big to be a human sarcophagus. Certainly the shape does not exactly scream sarcophagus, and it's pretty plain. And, you know, one wouldn't be shocked if it just was like a horse trough for water or something. Or who the heck knows. I mean, I'm not really seriously saying that, but it does have that shape of a horse trough for water. And there was some kind of show that said there was inscriptions found on the Great Pyramid, and I just figured I'll type that in later, so I scribbled it down. And JoJo's was somebody else I talked to a lot, was saying something about that, and it was the fur was flying so hard like a couple hours ago that I'm like, I'll figure it out later, but now I can't find it. So I did find some brief mentions that there was inscriptions on this sarcophagus, but I couldn't find any close-ups of them. I did find some weird alamy photos that just said Khufu Pyramid and showed petroglyph, like little inscribed inside the stone petroglyphs, not of the normal Egyptian style. And alamy photos are like how stuff shows up a lot. Like, there'll just be like a photo and there's no description really, and then you're like, is this even labeled correctly? So I don't know. It kind of sounds like we're going to get more and more inscriptions on the Great Pyramid. But right now, it's very, like, all the few I've had were like, oh, it might be graffiti, like they're on the outside and it's graffiti, or oh, that's, you know, not what it claims to be. So it does not seem like there are official ones unless they just discovered them and I couldn't find it on Google. There we go. Actually, I'm going to just see what you guys are up to. Yeah, so when you're saying yawn, blow your nose, I don't need to do all that because my muscle, I can make it happen with the muscle back here. I can just go, and there, it's done. Anyway, it went away. Whatever that fluttering was, it went away. It wasn't pressure, because pressure, it just kind of pulls one way or the other and really hurts. It wasn't, yeah, maybe it was some kind of spasm, because pressure hurts or itches or something, but that wasn't any of it. It was just... I put smart water in the freezer for 20 minutes. Tastes so good. Yeah. So that's not tap water. I don't know. Vivian's off. Thanks for coming. There is at least one sarcophagus under the pyramid in water. Sarcophagus under which pyramid? The Great Pyramid? Sarcophagus in water. Let me just do that. Sarcophagus. I've actually done a good job of burning through all this. Why do people want to drink sarcophagus water? I don't. No, you can't drink the mystery liquid from the 2,000-year-old sarcophagus. What mystery liquid? You cannot drink sarcophagus juice. The mysterious liquid, which inspired a petition of people thirsty for a taste, is actually sewage. Oh, I've never even heard any of this. What the heck is this? I don't think this is in the pyramid, though. A large unmarked sarcophagus was found. Remains of 3 people. Mysterious liquid. Definitely wasn't cursed. There was an outcry for people to drink the red liquid. But sadly, it's most likely sewage. Red liquid is most likely sewage. Once people pushed past fears that it was cursed, archaeologists opened the massive marble tomb and found it contained the remains of 3 people and its mysterious red liquid. It's actually most likely sewage water that made its way into the coffin from above. Red? Does not make sense. Of course, there's no image of the red sewage water. Okay, that's not what we were looking for, people. Are we seeing the red liquid now? On this one, maybe? Oh, okay. Yeah. Definitely not something I want to drink, people. Alright. Is that a joke petition? I don't know. Alright, so I don't know. This is a blocking technique. Or you can't. They put some kind of stupid joke thing up so that when you do a search, you can't find the thing you're really looking for. Alright, what is this? Trinfinity 8. I don't know what that is. Is that like a serious website? It's no secret that the Great Pyramid has shafts, tunnels, and hidden chambers. Tourists don't see the more interesting stuff. Alright, there was this submerged sarcophagi. Egyptian government claims they extracted the sarcophagus and found it empty, but there are no videos or pictures anywhere to be found of them actually unsealing it. In this day of mass media promotion, that would be sus. We do know that they supposedly carbon dated the sarcophagus and found the results completely challenged accepted Egypt chronology. Even the news went completely silent. This major discovery happened in the 90s. No update. Okay, I don't know. So they found one in a lake. Alright. Anunnaki. I don't know. It looks like it's not official anyway. So who in the heck knows? The turmeric arguments. It's as if a muscle is twitching in your ear. I guess. I've never experienced that before, so I don't know. It really, I just feel the eardrum going like this a little bit. It didn't hurt. It was interesting. I've never had that happen before. I didn't really feel like it was a muscle. I guess, is the eardrum a muscle? I don't know. Turmeric. So for me, it was turmeric originally. And then early in my knowledge of the Mandela, it turned to turmeric. And we joke that it's like you've got a tumor, turmeric. And for many years, it was turmeric, like 5 or 6 years. And then recently, it changed back to turmeric. And I was like, oh my God, it just turned to turmeric. And then other people like, oh my God, it just, turned back. And I mean, like, there was all these, nobody agrees anymore. Like, everybody comes from timelines where it's the reverse, or it changed a different number of times, it changed it at a different time. So turmeric is correct for me, but it's a flip-flop for me. Turmeric. Smoky, yeah, I had the E in my smoky. No more. All right, when did this happen? I don't always drink red mystery fluid, but when I do, it's from a sarcophagus. Oh, there's still way people were going to drink that. Come on. I thought maybe it looked like fruit punch or something, but no, it looks like rotten scum juice. When King Khufu's solar boat is on the move after 4,600 years. Oh, I'm pretty sure we had this. Oh, okay. I do remember them having a big move, but it wasn't the solar boat. And that's why I'm looking at this image, and I don't remember this. I have not seen this. I saw them moving other stuff, and they had a big procession. And most of the stuff that they had the big procession for, I had never even seen or known of its existence to start with. Here, I'm going to put some flavor in this water so I can stand it. Oh, water tastes bad. All right. A 4,600-year-old ship once owned by Khufu traveled from his longtime home near the pyramids of Giza to the Grand Egyptian Museum. Okay, the story is similar, that they took it to the Grand Egyptian Museum, but I don't remember the solar boat moving. And last I checked, it was still in that special building near the pyramids. So when did this happen? 2021. That does seem suspiciously long time ago. Because when I saw this last time was, I think, not that long ago. A solar bark or solar boat. I've not heard it called a solar bark. Was found next to Khufu's Great Pyramid in 1954. The whole thing was a Mandela for me before, that there even were boats under there, then that they built a building for the boats. The first boat I heard of, though, was a while ago, but I remember them saying they found it in my lifetime, like, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. It certainly wasn't whenever this was, 1954. And now there's multiple of them, and there was a whole building, and I don't, that all just showed up. Egyptian officials transported the cedar wood boat in a shock-absorbing metal container carried by a remote-controlled vehicle imported from Belgium. Through the pyramids of Giza, stand just 5 miles away from the new museum, the procession had to move slowly to protect the fragile vessel from damage. In total, the trip took 10 hours. The vehicle is outfitted with technology that absorbs vibrations and adapts to changes in the terrain. There's the boat. I think in my time, there's no way that you would have any kind of preservation if a boat was just buried in the sand like that. And I have definitely noticed that stuff just holds up way better now. Like, they'll have an image of a boat that's been under the ocean for 100 years, and the wood is still there somehow. Used to be, you'd find anchor and some hinges and stuff, because wood, 100-year-old wood, would just got rotted away long ago. So yeah, 1954 they said for the ship itself, the boat, which is not right. I think in old timeline they buried pharaohs and pyramids. So they used to say that, but then I do remember quite a long time where they're saying, but they actually didn't ever find any in the main big old school pyramids. So the story then was that maybe those original ones were built by a different peoples or a different race for a different purpose, and then the later ones were just used as tombs. So they would always call them the tombs, but there actually was never evidence for them to be tombs, because the Great Pyramid had no writing, it had no sarcophagus. Now, it had been assumed that the sarcophagus had been stolen and that it was still a tomb, but there was no evidence. The only writing was that little thing in the front of the pyramid that was put in by Khufu. Oh, so you're... Wait. Solar boat. So it's the solar boat. So I do remember them saying, okay, these boats are to transport you in the afterlife. And they attribute the entire pyramid's construction to Khufu. So I guess anything around it would be also for Khufu. And the assumption is if Khufu built it, it's his tomb for him. So I think that's where that storyline goes. Yeah, there wasn't any cocaine in my original timeline in the pyramids either. Of course, I think now they say, well, we just discovered it. But still, you know, the cocaine showed up in World War II with all the Nazi soldiers. And then we had a similar stimulant in our World War II soldiers. And then cocaine shows up in the Great Pyramid Egyptians and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, there's something about the cocaine in this timeline that it's going backwards in time. So, cocaine, let's see. What was the exact story? Cocaine, ancient Egyptians. Huh? Did the ancient Egyptians get nicotine and cocaine? You know, you're right. I didn't think that it was going back that far, cocaine. 3,000-year-old human remains, which came to be known as Egypt's cocaine mummies, raise questions. What makes traces of nicotine and cocaine in Egyptian mummies peculiar? Some experts have even posited that ancient Egyptians were in the Americas as far back as 1000 BC. How they reached this conclusion is rather surprising. For esteemed forensic toxicologist Dr. Svetla Balabanova announced a startling discovery while examining the mummy. She found traces of hashish, nicotine, and cocaine not only on the hair of Hanet Tawi, but also on other mummies under analysis. How did Lady Hanet Tawi have access to substances derived from the tobacco and coca plants as far back as 3,000 years ago? So they must have had access to our coca, or somebody contaminated them in a more modern times. Who knows? But that is a good question. I thought the refinement of cocaine was more modern. I do agree with you with that. And that's why we suddenly had all this cocaine problem, was because the refinement of cocaine had just shown up and then caused a big problem. But if it hadn't just shown up, then that is a little bit less explainable why we suddenly had a big problem. Yeah, some junkies got to the mummies before archaeologists. Yes, I know. So, like, if they do hair analysis and they find it deep inside the hair and they've excluded contamination in later years, okay. Okay, maybe. I just do think it's weird that cocaine is showing up everywhere. There's the cocaine sharks and the cocaine bears, and now we got the cocaine Egyptians and the cocaine Nazis and the cocaine World War II American soldiers. It's like, what's up with the cocaine, people? You can live a whole nother life on salvia, but I don't recommend. I'm not messing with salvia. No, thank you. Saliva is a portal. I think you mean salvia, but yeah. Shrooms I could deal with. I don't feel motivated to do so. Everybody I know does salvia. I've talked to, heard of. They didn't like it, and it was a nightmare. So, them's is not good odds. I might have just deleted something I didn't want to. I don't know. So this one kind of took me back because I don't remember this being a thing, but Tutankhamun was the boy king. I thought he died younger. And, so, you know, they got these images of, you know, I did think he died younger, but he actually, I thought, and who was that? That was Bill, I think, that told me. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm pretty sure that was Bill. I should have wrote that down. That's another one. But he died at 19 now. Okay, maybe I got that wrong. It was a long time ago. I don't remember him having 2 children in the tomb. So that's also pretty weird. So now they found these 2 sarcophagi, and inside were 2 fetuses, and they did DNA analysis, and at least one of them is related to Tutankhamun and is likely a child. The 2 fetuses correspond to 2 girls. At one time, it was believed they could be twins, but currently it's thought that due to their different size and treatment, they correspond to 2 different pregnancies. The smallest of the mummies is believed that is the fetus with a gestation of little more than 5 months. The second corresponded to a girl who was born about 7 months, but who had to die at birth or born dead and measuring 38.5 centimeters. The mother of one of the girls is without a doubt one of the mummies found in KV-21 tomb, since DNA confirms this. It is believed that this mummy corresponds to Anjesenaman, the great royal wife of Tutankhamun. Alright, but there was another, somewhere in here I read there was another DNA saying at least one of the girls was his child, and they assume the other one was also. Okay, so I thought he died as a child. I certainly do not remember them finding 2 offspring, even if just fetuses. I don't remember there being a wife nearby. So I do kind of feel like the King Tutankhamun story has changed. Big surprise. Renee. Yeah. Well, I mean, DMT is, I don't know. I've not tried salvia. I don't think it's as bad as salvia, because I've heard a lot of people say they did have a good trip on DMT. But DMT is like, it's just so fast. It's so much. You definitely don't ever want to start with it, and it's not for everybody. But I've heard a lot of people had a good time on DMT. Not a lot of people have a good time on salvia. Is this common for Americans to know so much about mummies? I think it's been a pretty popular subject in the U.S. for a long time. And when the King Tut thing was coming out, it was really popular in my childhood, and there wasn't a lot else to study back then. There was no internet, there was no memes, no social media. So people did spend a lot of time reading up on it. And then later, conspiracy theories. What's the pyramid for? Let's go over every molecule of evidence to support or not support the theory. So I would say under conspiracy theorists, it is common to know a lot about pyramids also. I think I learned a lot of mine from conspiracy theories, though, because they'll look at the evidence and go, this is what was found, and maybe it's this. And then there's Zachariah Sitchin. So, I don't always agree with their theories, but I love looking at the evidence. Even if I say, nah, I don't think that the evidence supports. And it used to be they were pretty good about actually showing the actual evidence, and they were doing the interpretation. It wasn't all fabricated like it is a lot of places now. These are packages you can buy in Vancouver. You can literally go to a store in Canada and legally buy these. Meth, cocaine, heroin. You can buy cocaine and heroin and meth in Canada? Like, I could just walk up there and go, I want to buy 3.5 grams of meth? Really? I did not know that they had... Is that really true? They legalized it? It is illegal to sell these drugs in Canada. The seller was arrested and later died. Okay, so it is not legal. It is not legal. Okay. Not legal. Wall Street Silver was lying. All right, so it says no. And unlike most fact checkers, I do find that these Twitter fact checks seem to be truthful. You do have to watch, because the way to lie is to tell the truth 99% of the time and then lie the other 1%. That's what the fact checkers have really screwed up on mainstream media, is that they lie so much that you're like, ugh, I'm not going to consult nor trust anything those idiots say. So if Elon Musk is going to go back to the good kind of lying, which you only lie a little bit and hide it well, he's doing a good job. But it does seem like usually their fact checks are pretty real. I have not caught them in any clear falsehoods yet. Let's just put it that way. And nor do I know anybody else who has. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. Yeah, Google's saying he was 19 when he's died. Yeah, so he's old enough by far to have offspring. This was a long time ago, though, that I knew more about it. But I don't remember anything about offspring. There was like a local museum near me had a whole section where they replicated the whole tomb and hieroglyphics and the whole thing. And they replicated, obviously didn't use real gold or anything, but they made the whole thing, redid it so you could walk through like you were in the tomb. I mean, that's how popular it was in my childhood. Steve Cantwell lived a whole other life for 8 years. I have to tell you, I have had that happen, just normal sleeping. Like, I have slept and had a couple of experiences like that. I think I mentioned it on here before that there was one time when I just dreamt like a whole life where I was this guy that had way better social skills than the real me, and had a lot of friends because he was so good at just being friendly, and he was rich, and so he was going to this rich posh college, and he felt guilty because he didn't quite feel confident that he deserved it, like he had earned it, because he just was handed it to him. But he was a good guy, but there was this whole, like all the college years especially are in my mind. And yeah, crazy. Wake up, I'm like, okay. Didn't even need to take salvia. I don't even need to smoke salvia when I wake up and the house and size have changed physically. I know. There's been many stories. Even some of my yard has had some alterations over the years. It is legal to have drugs in Canada. So that guy might have got his butt busted because he was selling. Personal possession of small amount of hard drugs is now legal. The controversial move. Okay, so it was kind of true in what it was trying to let you know, but it was exaggerated. So you can walk up I am not sure buying might be okay. It doesn't say in here. If you keep it under 2.5 grams, you can't get busted with it, I guess. Decriminalized just means it's not exactly legal, but they won't enforce it. That's what decriminalized means. The temporary exemption means a person found with a small quantity of these drugs will not have them seized nor face arrest. But decriminalization still precludes selling it. So if you're a seller, having it is different from selling it. And the amount is so small that you couldn't be much of a seller if that's all you had. Now, what people do when they're sellers is they will just deliver 2.5 grams at a time. They get caught by 2.5 with 2.5 grams. They can't, get busted. You have to prove they're selling it or at least provide evidence. And you can just go out and give one. Then they have to catch you at home or they have to catch you collecting money. That would be the two ways that they would then bust you. At least that's how it is in the USA. I'm not sure on Canada. The day and 3 year pilot goes for 3 years and 1 day. Went into effect. The provincial coroner announced 2,272 people had died in 2022 from drug overdose. That was second highest on record, topped only by 2,306 in 2021. It's hoped that decriminalized small-scale possession will help fight drug mortality by putting the focus on treatment. I don't think it's going to do a lot. It might free up some prison space. I don't see how it's going to lessen mortality. One thing it could do, well, no, I don't think it'll do that either because you can't sell. No, I don't see what it's doing other than lessening prison space. I don't see any benefit. So it's not legal, it's decriminalized. So it's tricky language. It's not exactly the same. I hope to shift into a place where I'm rich. Yeah, I think what you can have happen is just things will come into your life. I do think there's the law of attraction thing though, so you got to think a certain way to have it happen. And if you're not rich now, then however you're thinking now won't work. So you are going to have to switch it up because if you keep doing the same thoughts, you should have the same life, at least according to the law of attraction, if you believe in it. I used to love living in Vancouver, but it's not the same place anymore. For me, Vancouver was out an island in away from the shore for starters, so it literally is not the same place anymore. Has anyone ever eaten skunk? I am not looking that up. I'm sure someone has. Oh, I passed the 2 hours. Okay, I gotta run. Thank you, everybody, so much. I'm pretty much done anyway. Very much appreciate you coming. You know the drill. Think good thoughts, everybody. This is Eva signing off for Once Upon a Timeline.